What's up, y'all? Wasted. I'm going to be doing a deep cut review on my chimera. Focus. There we go. I've had this balisong for over a year, and on a lot of my other videos I've kind of talked about this here and there, but I seriously really love this knife, and there's not a lot of like good in-depth reviews about the Chimera on YouTube, mostly because they were all made when it first came out and by people who've held on to it for like, you know, a week or two before they either sold it or it was like given to them just to review. So and that's something in balisong reviews in general I just don't like, is people reviewing things that they only like flip for a little bit, because this is definitely a balisong you have to like adjust to really enjoy and get all the understand what it's about. First of all, the aesthetics. It's a really gorgeous knife. Weirdly enough, all of my Instagram videos where I flip this knife always gets more views, and I don't spam the hashtags with it, so I feel like that just says something. When it flips, it looks, since it's such a big knife, it's bigger than the Alpha Beast, bigger than my Kraken. It just like, it looks like it's floating. Especially third person, it looks really impressive, but first person, it looks good too. The S35vn Blade holds up really well. I've dropped this a lot, not on concrete or rocks, but you know, I flipped it a lot, and the edge holds pretty well. There we go. The tip lasted a lot longer than my Basilisk did. Let me see if I could get a good thing of the tip. Sorry guys. Yeah. And the blade shape reminds, it's a little bit more, voice crack. A little bit more usable of a blade shape than the Basilisk. It still has that slight recurve, but this thing can eat cardboard like crazy. And of course, the big thing, before that, the titanium scales on the G10 liners is kind of genius. Makes it feel really solid, and then it gives it very interesting texture because the G10 is slightly softer than the titanium, so it almost feels like it has like slightly squishy insides. Not squishy, but like softer insides. Like this is like some sort of animal with a hard shell, and you're kind of feeling the inside of it. But the construction is incredibly solid. The finish on these handles, the titanium, I've dropped this, there's no, like, I can't see any marks. I'm pretty sure there are marks because I've dropped this thing so many times. But like, I guess it's like stonewash, right? Yeah, the stonewash finish is, I can't see any marks from, or any damage from dropping it. And then finally, the thing that makes it a Chimera is the tail, or the latch. The latch you can push in, and I feel like this was a very interesting choice, because around the time this knife came out was whenever the Kraken was being released, and I think it was around the time the Channel Alpha Beast 2. So like, I feel like that was like a very big like point in balisong design where things were gonna drastically change. And instead of going latchless, Jerry Holm kind of did the best of both worlds. And this is really nice having the latch, honestly. This is the only latched balisong I'll flip. Not only because it gets out of the way, it's very usable, very utilitarian. Yeah. And finally, flipping this, a lot of people didn't like how thick the handles were, and I love the thickness of the handles. This balisong feels very floaty. The best way I could describe it to someone is it feels like I'm piloting a UFO on my fingers. The momentum, it has really good momentum, but you can't, it's not a balisong that you want to like dominate, if that makes any sense. Like a Kraken is super responsive and will just do whatever you want. This, however, has a little bit more like you kind of have to move with the balisong. And that's why I really love this balisong, because I feel like a lot of my life has been based off, like a lot of my taste in life creatively has been about speed and aggression and energy. And now that like this balisong has definitely taught me that like with flipping, like speed and aggression is cool and impressive, but like this knife has made me flip a lot slower. It's almost meditative. This thing is floaty, aerials are nice and slow, and also the blade is such a big blade that it actually punishes you, unlike my Kraken. So yeah, it really emphasizes you to slow the fuck down. It originally came with titanium spacers, and I got them changed out for aluminum. Honestly, the titanium did make it a little heavier, but it still flipped pretty good. But as soon as I put the aluminum on, it felt like I took the training wheels off this knife. And a very clean design, and there's the Zen pins, hidden Zen pins. I think it's my only hidden Zen pin knife. Yeah, this knife does not get nearly the credit or the attention it deserves. I mean, there has been a very limited run about it, and it is kind of expensive. I mean, kind of expensive. It's a Jerry Holm knife. It's expensive. But all these recent videos of people with the chimera clones actually kind of made me happy, because a lot of people really like the chimera clone, and it's not the same thing as this, but I'm a big fan of this design. I feel like at the time people were just going only for Krakens, and the people and your usual knife shills on the internet were kind of slightly dismissive of this. But this is definitely a knife that you can't just flip for a week. Yeah, it really grows on you. And the biggest thing, the biggest takeaway from this, if there is any I want you to have, is that this is a knife that has really affected me back. Like, it has definitely affected my style. So yeah, just love flipping this thing. I've had this for a year now, so I'm not afraid of carrying it anymore. It is a bit big, I will say that, but that's not really a downside. Yeah. Hope you guys like this in-depth review. If there's any questions you have about this knife, please feel free to ask. Yeah. Y'all stay sharp.